Hey guys, Mettaton number one, blah 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 blah. You guys know this by now. It's been a while. Things have changed. Let's go. Um, First new thing: Ariel and Dion from the War Dawn 2 pack. Finally have the trio together. Pretty cool. I wasn't sure I'd manage to get all of them together, and I managed it. Very nice. The Hasbro Pulse Ravage now lives here. You'll see why soon in a minute. And before I move on, you should probably know that I can talk words. I know them, I swear. I rearranged a ton of things recently. So, starting with that, I took all the core class stuff and all the small scale things and moved them over here to a place more visible and also. I am struggling today. I apologize. I moved them to a place more visible while also making space for other things you will see in a moment. And that also meant moving the arc up to the front here, which I think arguably looks better and it makes more sense being here. But Fast Track, Brunt, Red Cog, and Slammer are still hanging out here. And then, of course, these guys had to moved some of these guys down here, including the great Spamton, G Spamton. Yes, be a big shot. Indeed. Anyway, moving up to this spot, Black Zarak moved slightly to the left, his left, my right, whatever. And a few new things in this section here. I got Legacy United, or Cybertron Starscream. Not a whole lot to say about this guy, other than the fact that he is very, very nice, and I really, really like Cybertron designs. And I'm so happy that they're finally giving the Cybertron characters cyber keys. Even though they don't do anything, it's just such an important part of their design to me that I needed it. I missed it with our override. And I'm glad that both this Starscream and the future Vector Prime is going to have one. It's like the one time I'm happy, like, yes, clear plastic, my hero. But, although honestly, I would be fine if they weren't made of clear plastic. But the most excited I've ever been about a single piece of clear plastic. And over here, the thing I've gotten the most recently, which in fact I got this yesterday, Studio Series Bumblebee Movie Concept Sunstreaker. I really like this guy because it's Sunstreaker. That is my only reason. I like this. I like it. Why am I? I am struggling today. This is actually my second time recording this. I kept stumbling over my words and making so many errors. My first time recording this video, I just gave up and started recording a second time. Let's hope there isn't a third. And anyway, one last new addition to this section. Studio Series 86 Gnaw. I just randomly found this guy and one other thing at a store a little while ago. And I was like, I don't know why the store still had the older Studio Series 86 stuff, but hey, I am not complaining. I finally have them now. So, yeah, I finally have the good Sharkticon. And as you can probably see over here now, I got rid of the little Hasbro Pulse Ravage background thing, which is why the little G1 Ravage that came with it was moved. I just thought it looked a lot nicer without that big cardboard thing blocking everything. And it just allows for a lot more space. Because a lot of times when someone walks past here, Tarantulas or Ravage will get knocked over. And even that, and on top of that, it just didn't allow Transmetal 2 Megatron to be very visible. And of course, since the Ark moved to where Trypticon was, Trypticon moved to where the Ark was. So Trypticon's corner has now been moved to near the Decepticon headmasters the Decepticons from Headmasters slash Master Force, and the Predacons, which I think is kind of a fitting place for him, and also it's just the only other place he could have gone on this entire table without extensive rearrangements. And of course, Wheelie's still in there. But yeah, the other than the rearrangements, this entire section back here has not changed with the Predacons, Decepticons, or Autobots. But the Maximals have one new addition. Finally, I have acquired Beast Wars Silverbolt from Legacy United. This guy is very nice. I'm very happy to have him. I don't really have anything to say about him. There's not really any interesting details, just other than the fact that he is Beast Wars Silverbolt, and he succeeds at being a good Beast Wars Silverbolt. Yeah, he good. That's really all there is to say about him. And over here, the final new thing is the other Studio Series 86 thing I mentioned when I was talking about Gnaw. Studio Series 86 Brawn. Yeah, he's also good. He's much nicer than the Titans Return one. I'm glad I have him. And since he is near the dying Ironhide and Prowl, I feel it's best I mention now, since we know that they're happening. The Studio Series 86 Brawn and Ratchet 2-pack. Yes, I have seen it. Am I getting it? No. And I'll tell you why. First of all, I have both molds in the 2-pack. I have both the 86 Ratchet and the 86 Brawn now. Unlike in the Prowl and Ironhide situation, where I did not have Earthrise Prowl. And I'll probably never own an Earthrise Prowl, because both clear plastic and it's... Have you seen how much that thing goes for? No way. And, yeah. And then, of course, the Ironhide actually has improvements to the overall quality in this release compared to this one. And that's why I have both of them up here. For example, the yellow stripe is actually on the dead one for some reason, or dying, I should say. But I wanted to have one Ironhide being shot at because it's funny, but also an actual him just hanging out with Chromia. Kind of like the situation with Jazz. I just like Jazz. I like Jazz. I apologize. That was stupid. And yeah, this guy's very nice. This guy's also very nice. I leave them both here. I wish I could have gotten that that 5-pack or whatever that they did with Wheeljack, Trailbreaker, Jazz, Sunstreaker. I think that... Did I name all of them? Or am I forgetting one? Doesn't matter. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I wish I could have gotten a hold of that. I never managed to, and I'm very sad about that. Both because I despise clear plastic, and that set is like a clear plastic hater's dream. It's beautiful. And also, I never got Trailbreaker because I just really am not a fan of that hoist mold. So I'd finally own a Trailbreaker. Not that I don't think I would like the Trailbreaker version of the mold much better. I'm already not a fan of the hoist, but whatever, sure. I don't know, actually, have I ever talked about how I feel about the hoist? Earthrise Hoist was actually the first figure from Earthrise I ever got back in 2020. And the transformation on it, it looks fine in both modes, and both modes are decent. I don't have any issues with them, but the transformation just bugs me. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like how it works. I don't know how else to explain it. It probably sounds weird now that I'm saying it like that, but yeah, my feelings about Hoist. I like him as a character. as this figure goes, which means Trailbreaker in my opinion, despite the fact I've never held one in hand or anything. The Earthrise Trailbreaker is probably also an from me. And I guess since I'm talking about a bunch of new things coming out, uh, brain. I haven't seen the Studio Series 86 Blaster multiple times in store. I am debating on whether or not I want one. Because on one hand, it's Blaster, a character I really, 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 really like, and it has no clear plastic, and also the cassette is clear plasticless. But that means I'm still going to have a clear plastic rewind, but a normal looking eject. Hasbro, how am I going to get a full set of good looking Blaster cassettes? I know Steeljaw is going to be a core class, but what's happening to Rewind? I need to know. What's going to happen to them? I need Hasbro explain. I need to know for my strategies on getting these figures. I'm debating on it. If at one point I go to a store and I see this and nothing else, I'm honestly probably just gonna go for it. I like Blaster too much as a character and as a design to just ignore a clear plastic-less version of one of my favorite characters. And since he's in the same area as well, uh, I guess since everyone in the fandom is joking about him, Springer. I'm not sure how I feel about Studio Series 86 Springer. On one hand, I despise the Siege version with a passion. Transforming this thing is pure suffering for me. I hate transforming Springer, and I will never do it again. Although apparently this 86 version has some kind of changed and improved upper body section, which was my main issue with this thing. So maybe that's an improvement, and maybe that improvement is good enough for me to actually go for it. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. And I forgot what other figures were revealed during that time. There's a lot of figure reveals that I can talk about that I'm not sure. Uh, I should have like a plan for what I'm going to talk about in these videos, but I don't because that would be make too much sense. I don't know. And what else is there to talk about for new reveals and stuff? Um, uh, the Hasbro Pulse Straxus, yeah, that is another thing I definitely want to get my hands on. It's the first figure out of that Marvel Comics line that I'm like, I want it, I want it, I want it, I need it, I want it. Because it's the first character released in that little mini series that is actually a different character, because the only other ones they've done are Grimlock and Shockwave. And those are nice, don't get me wrong. They're they're more comic booky looking versions, and it's basically and that Grimlock is basically the only way you can get swords for all of your Dinobots. Not that I'm going to buy a $50 figure purely to give my other toys a sword. Yeah, no, that ain't worth it to me. And I like my Dinobots enough on their own. And I still can't get hold of Slag. I have never once seen Slag in a store, and it is starting to annoy me. Hasbro, please, I want Slag. I can't find him anywhere. And yes, I'm calling him Slag, not Slug. Get over it. Yeah, I know why. But his name is Slag to me, and I don't care. And other than that, yes. Oh yeah. And I guess since we're on the topic of Dinobots, yes, I've also seen Swoop. I'm very up to date with Transformers news. Could you tell? Yeah, I've seen Swoop. I want him to. Big surprise. I have 3 of the Dinobots. Of course, I want the other ones, including Slag Hasbro. Why am I being? Why am I? Why am I being angry at Hasbro? That's not their fault. My stores suck. I think I saw somewhere that they re-released Slag, and I have yet to see. I mean, I think it was just like an online retailer thing. I'll see what I can do on the Slag situation. I'm really hoping I can get a hold of him again. And I guess on the topic of things that came out that I missed out on that I'm really hoping I can get again, Armada Optimus Prime. I really, really want that figure. It was a really nice thing, and I'm really sad I never managed to get it when it was out last year. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that other than I really still want to get it. And I will keep you all in suspense as for what I have this space opened up for. I will not spoil it for you. I want it to be a surprise when it appears one day. And with that, I think that's just about it. So I can't think of anything else to say. So, thank you everybody else for. Thank you everybody. I can words. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you. You've been a great audience. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more hyperlink blocks.